Welcome to the next lecture. 1, 2, and 3, these terms we've already discussed in the previous video. Now today we are going to discuss about number 4, 5, and 6. Let's start with the fourth one, which says source code and the object code. In the previous lecture, where I was explaining about the levels of different languages, if you remember, now when we were talking about the levels of languages, so language actually means writing your code. So that code that you write, the main code that you write, that is called source. So source code is actually the code which is written by the user. So by the user, the code which is written by the user is your source code. Okay. And finally, when the machine is dealing with it, okay, the machine deals with the code in the form of an object code. The machine deals with it in the form of object code. So now these are the two important terms. One is your source code where the user is writing it. The other one is the object code where this is the form that the machine actually is dealing with. So now you must be wondering that what is actually happening when you are writing the code that is called the source code. Then if you're writing that code, then how is it that the machine is not understanding the source code and this is something else which is coming up on the screen? Exactly. So what happens is when you write a language, when you write a code in a high level language, okay, when you write a code in a high level language or in a middle level language, so that code which is written, if you remember, I had explained you earlier, that code, both in case of middle level and in case of high level, it is user friendly. Okay, it is simplified, it is user friendly. So what I mean by this is the user very easily can write code using a middle level language or a high level language. But that simplified version of the code is not so simple for the machine. This simplified version of the code is called the source code, but this source code is not understood by the machine. This is not understood, sorry, this is not understood by your machine. So when this is not understood by the machine, then how is the machine going to execute it? So we need something which is called a language translator. So this language translator, it is actually a software only. It is a code only. It is a program only which is written, which is used to translate the source code and make available the object code for the machine. Okay. Now, moving ahead with the discussion of the language translators. Now, these language translators, they vary from language to language. Okay, so just to give you a hint about this, let me just go back and show you in the main slide what actually I'm talking about. Over here, the source code, object code, this we've already discussed. All right. Now, here comes into picture the fifth one, that is compiler and interpreter. All right. So it varies from language to language. So what I actually mean is there are certain languages, say for example, I'm talking about the language C++. When we write the code in C++, this language translator, it will translate the entire code at once. Okay, so it translates the entire code at once, is translated into the machine code, which is your object code that we were talking about. Okay, so this is translated all at once. So what is the language translator which is used in this case? It is called compiler. So compiler is a language translator which translates the entire code at once. Okay, and coming on to another example, let's say, for example, we have another language, say Python. So Python is a language in which again you are going to write the code one after the other, but this time Python uses an interpreter. It's called an interpreter. This is also a language translator. Now, what does this interpreter do? It is going to read one line at a time and do the translation. Then the second line and then the translation. So it goes step by step translation. It follows the method of step by step translation into the object code. Okay, so this is how an interpreter works. Most of them are going to do the same task. They're going to convert the source code into the object code. Okay, both language translators. These are language translators. So both of them are going to translate the source code into the object code. They are going to translate the source code into the object code, but the way they are working is different. The first one, compiler, it's going to compile the entire code at once, whereas in case of an interpreter, it follows a step-by-step translation. So this is what compiler and interpreter actually mean. Next, coming on to the last topic of this discussion, it is bug and debug. Now, when we are just writing the program and we are converting the source code to the object code, so this, what exactly is being done when the computer, when your compiler is compiling the code. So what steps are to be followed? The steps are to recognize and remove the errors. Okay, so that everything is all correct. Now this error, from here you will know the term bug. So bug means a computer error. Bug means a computer error. So when these compilers or interpreters are working, so what they are doing is they are actually looking for bugs in your code, okay, in your source code. So when you're writing the source code, they are going to compile it together, or an interpreter, when the interpreter works as one statement at a time, they are actually looking for bugs. They are actually looking for errors. And then those errors are rectified. So once the error is rectified, you'll come to know with time how this rectification process is done. Then finally you are ready to run or to execute your code that you have written. Okay, so this rectification means now we are going to debug the program. So this process of debugging involves finding of the errors and then correcting or rectifying the errors. So correcting the errors so that finally our code is ready to run or to be executed. So finally we come to this to the end of this slide, wherein through all these terms, now you can understand how important the coding is. Without these terms, it's not going to be easy for you to understand. So I think you are much aware about all these terms now very well. And we'll begin with the C++ programming in the next lecture. Thank you.